In my social media course, I talk a lot about Canva and ways to use it. So I just wanted to go over a quick tutorial on some of the basics. Canva is free, so you can have a free account. There is a paid version, but it's like $10, $15 a month. The free one should be fine. If you find that you're needing elements that are in the paid one, then feel free to upgrade. So anyways, this is our home screen, which kind of just shows our recent projects and then different kinds of graphics that you want to make. So presentation, social media, video, print, etc. And then if you go into your projects folder, this is where everything, all the folders are. So it's good to keep everything organized. This is our corporate account, so we definitely need to keep things organized because there's tons of stuff going on. And then we have templates, which is where Canva already created a template and you can just edit a couple things. Obviously, you want to stay within brand guidelines. So a lot of times you will have to edit fonts and colors, but it's a good way to start if you truly have no idea. And then we have our brand, which is where we can add our logos. And in SharePoint, you can download our whole logo package. And then it also has our brand. It has the whole brand guidelines, so that'll give you the colors and all of the rules to follow when creating a piece. So yeah, that's the logos. And then your colors. I don't know how this got in here. We have all of our colors here. And to add a new color, just click add and then paste the hex code that we have listed in our brand guides. So we're going to delete that. And then fonts, our only font is Helvetica. So we just have a couple things loaded here. And this is title. It's a bigger font, bold. Subtitle is a little bit smaller and it will be bold and italic. You don't have to follow these, but it sometimes helps to get things going. Okay. So we're going to go back to projects to create something new. And I'm going to go into my social folder because that's where I spend most of my time. And obviously I have a ton of folders. So it's good to keep everything organized, as I mentioned before. And to create a new file, we'll go to add new, and then here's where you can add the new folder, or you can click design, and then we'll create new. And then here it already has the different types of sizes and media or print assets that you need. Sorry, I'm blanking a little. Okay, so we have presentation, social media, and it just kind of has different sizes. So I'm just going to do social media and we'll do an Instagram post so it has the exact size. That way you're not questioning or guessing. Okay, so design is the same thing as templates as we mentioned before. So if you don't know where to begin, this is a good place to start. So if I want to say list, let's say. So say you wanted to do like a first-time home buyer list. We'll choose, I guess we can do this one. So everything is not matching our style, which is fine, but it's a good way to just start the design. So to change the background color, you'll just come here and just click on this, and then there's a little background color, and let's do white. And then all of the fonts are incorrect, so we can just highlight them all. And let's go to fonts and do Helvetica. And then obviously it kind of messes up everything. So you might have to go in there and like change some sizings. So the numbers got a little bit messed up. And let's just make them a little bit smaller. Right now they're at 67. Let's see what it's at 56. Okay, perfect. Same with these. They got a little bit messed up because of the font sizes. Let's change it to 21. And then this, we don't want to use any all caps, only capitals for when capitals make sense, but we don't want a sentence in all caps. So we're going to click this and then click this button. So a couple other features in here if you want to change the like sizing between your lines or your text, because this feels a little bit too close for me. So the line spacing, we're just going to adjust that a little bit. And then you can change the orientation, the alignment to whichever makes sense. So we'll keep it at center. And then you can just edit the copy here. So edit copy here. Or option number 2, always get pre-approved. Oops, spelling. Okay. So yeah, those are some examples. And then if we want to change the color on the copy, we'll just click it and then go to this color option. And then in here, we already have our loaded colors. So we'll click blue. And let's do it for all of them. Blue. And let's bold the header just so it stands out a little bit more. That looks good. And then there's a couple images down here. So if we want to replace the images, we can go to uploads. So uploads is our photos that you uploaded. Obviously that makes sense because it says uploads. So if you have photos that you want to add in here, like a client closing, upload that. And it's good to stick with a naming convention if possible, because if you have a ton of uploads and you just want to go search for something like my name and find my headshot, I just type in Tova and there's my headshot because we have tons of uploads. So if I want to replace that, I'm just going to drag this and drop it there. And then to edit it, if I want to edit the spacing a little bit, I'll double click this and I can make it a little bit bigger like that. Yeah. And then say I want to use a stock photo. I'm going to go to elements, and the elements have a bunch of options to choose from for elements. So we have shapes, graphics, stickers, photos. I'm not sure what this 3D is. I've never used it. So clearly I need to spend a little more time in here. Frames, that's if you want to add like a photo on your own, like a different frame. So circle, if we wanted to add something circular. Again, we can go back to uploads, drag it and drop. That's just how the frame works. Okay, back to frames. Where was I going? Oh yeah. So if I want to choose some stock photos, I can do family at home and go through there and pick one that I really like. So we can do this one, drag and drop it. And we can do new home, something like that. So those are just some basic tips in Canva. And then to name your file, you can edit it here or go to here. So let's see. First, let's do first time home buyer tips. And then if you have 2 files and you want to keep them with separate names, you can do first time home buyer tips 1, copy that. And then here, first time home buyer tips 2. And then to export it, you go to share, download, and click whichever file you want. If you made a video, you'll choose MP4, an image, JPEG, PNG, print is PDF, and you can choose what pages. So if you want both pages, you can do both. If you want one, you can do one. Yeah, so that's the basics of Canva, and yeah, it's pretty user-friendly. So if you just spend a couple hours in there, you should get it pretty quickly. But otherwise, I hope that this tutorial helps and inspires you to create your own content.